I made my stepdaughter share a room with my daughter, and it caused a family war. Now her mom wants us to take her full time, and I don't know what to do. 38F, find myself in a complicated situation with my blended family, and I'm not sure if I'm handling it right. To give you the full picture, I need to start from the beginning. I was married to my first husband, Freddie, for 12 years. We had two daughters together, Monica, 16, and Anna, 10. Freddie was a wonderful father and husband, but 5 years ago, he was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer. Despite fighting hard, he passed away within 6 months of his diagnosis. It was a devastating time for all of us, especially the girls. For the next 2 years, I focused solely on helping my daughters cope with their grief while managing my own. Monica became withdrawn and struggled in school, while Anna had frequent nightmares and separation anxiety. I was barely holding it together myself, but I knew I had to be strong for them. It was during this time that I met Tyler, 41. We didn't start dating right away. In fact, we were just acquaintances for almost a year before anything romantic developed. We met through a mutual friend at a community fundraiser. Tyler was divorced and had a daughter, Zoe, 11, from his previous marriage. Tyler and I bonded over our shared experiences as single parents. He had been divorced for 2 years at that point, following his ex-wife Karen's affair with her current husband. The divorce had been messy and left Tyler feeling betrayed and struggling to co-parent with Karen. As fate would have it, our younger daughters, Anna and Zoe, were in the same class at school and had become friends. This connection made it easier for Tyler and me to spend time together, often arranging playdates for the girls. Over time, our friendship deepened and we started dating. We took things slow, mindful of our children's feelings. Monica was initially resistant to the idea of me dating, but she gradually warmed up to Tyler, especially when she saw how happy he made me. After dating for a year, Tyler proposed, and we got married in a small ceremony with just our close family and friends. When Tyler moved in with us, I converted my home office into a bedroom for Zoe for her visits. I wanted her to feel welcome and have her own space in our home. The first year of our marriage had its challenges. Blending families is never easy, and we had our share of arguments and adjustments. But overall, things were going well. Karen has primary custody of Zoe, who stays with us every other weekend and some holidays. Despite the rocky start, we managed to establish a cordial, if not warm, relationship with Karen for Zoe's sake. Recently, I received a promotion at work. It's a fantastic opportunity that I've been working towards for years, but it requires us to relocate to the city. The new job pays. Well, but city living is significantly more expensive than our current suburban lifestyle. We've been house hunting for the past month, and based on our budget, from our savings and the expected proceeds from selling our current home, we can only afford a 3-bedroom house in a good school district. We thought we had a solid plan. Tyler and I would share a room. Monica would have her own room. She's a teenager and needs her privacy. And Anna and Zoe would share the third room. We figured it made sense since Anna and Zoe are close in age and get along well. Plus, they'd get the largest bedroom in the house. The problem started when we informed Karen about our moving plans. We felt it was important to keep her in the loop since it would affect Zoe's living arrangements during her visits with us. Karen seemed fine with the move itself, but she flipped out when she heard Zoe would be sharing a room with Anna. Karen demanded that Zoe have her own room, suggesting that my daughters should share instead. I was taken aback by her request. I calmly explained that Monica needs her own space as a teenager, and it doesn't make sense for my full-time resident daughters to squeeze into one room just so Zoe can have her own room for occasional visits. Karen wouldn't let it go. She kept pushing, saying Zoe has never shared a room before and needs her own space. She even suggested we should take out a bigger mortgage to buy a 4-bedroom house. I found this ridiculous. Our financial decisions are none of her business, and I'm not comfortable starting our new life in the city with a massive mortgage hanging over our heads. The argument escalated, and I finally snapped. I told Karen she was being unreasonable and that Zoe wasn't being treated unfairly. I pointed out that Zoe and Anna are friends, and sharing a room would be fun for them. I also mentioned that we're not making Zoe sleep on the couch or with a much older child. She'll have half of the largest bedroom in the house. Tyler backed me up during the argument, but later said I might have been too harsh. He understands why I reacted that way, but is worried about future co parenting difficulties with Karen. This has been a recurring theme in our marriage, balancing our family's needs with maintaining a workable relationship with Karen for Zoe's sake. I'm starting to second guess myself. Am I being unfair to Zoe? Should we stretch our finances to get a bigger place? Or is Karen overstepping? I don't want to be the evil stepmother, but I also need to prioritize my own children who live with us full time. To add more context, Tyler and Karen's divorce was particularly messy. Karen's affair came to light when Zoe was just 6 years old. Tyler was devastated, and the ensuing custody battle was bitter. They eventually settled on Karen having primary custody, with Tyler getting every other weekend and split holidays. There's still a lot of tension between them, which I suspect is influencing this situation. As for our current living arrangement, Zoe seems happy when she visits. She and Anna often have sleepovers in each other's rooms anyway. Monica is protective of both younger girls and often helps them with homework or plays games with them. We've worked hard to make our home a safe and loving environment for all three girls. I've always tried to make Zoe feel welcome. I include her in family photos, celebrate her achievements, and make sure she has her favorite snacks when she visits. Tyler and I have even taken all three girls on vacations together. Last summer, we rented a beach house, and it was one of the best weeks we've had as a family. Seeing all three girls building sandcastles together and laughing in the waves made all the challenges of blending our families worth it. I'm worried this room situation might undo all the progress we've made. But I also can't ignore the practical realities of our situation. We can't afford a bigger house without significant financial strain, which could impact all of our children in the long run. We'd have to cut back on extracurricular activities, family vacations, and possibly even start dipping into the girls' college funds. This move is supposed to be a positive step for our family. The new job will allow me to provide better for all three girls, and the city offers so many opportunities for them. There are great schools, museums, theaters, and diverse communities that I believe will enrich their lives. I don't want this room issue to overshadow all the potential benefits of the move. Am I the asshole for insisting on this room arrangement? Should I have handled the situation with Karen differently? I'm torn between wanting to make everyone happy and being practical about our situation. Any advice would be appreciated. Update 1. Thank you all for your responses to my original post. I've read through every comment, and I appreciate the different perspectives you've shared. A lot has happened since I last wrote, so I wanted to give you an update on our situation. First, Tyler and I had a long, honest talk about the whole situation. We agreed that while Karen's demands were unreasonable, we needed to find a solution that would make Zoe feel at home in our new house. We realized that in our attempt to be practical, we might have overlooked the emotional aspects of this move for Zoe. We decided to involve all three girls in the decision-making process. We felt it was important to hear their thoughts and feelings directly, rather than just deciding for them. So we sat down with Monica, Anna, and Zoe, when she was visiting, and explained the situation. We asked for their input on how to make the shared room work best for Anna and Zoe. To our surprise, Monica offered to share a room with Anna instead. She said she didn't mind, and it would give Zoe her own space when she visits. I was touched by Monica's offer, but I was hesitant to accept. Monica's going through her teenage years, and I worried she might regret giving up her privacy. But she insisted, saying she and Anna could make it work. Monica's offer made me reflect on how much she's matured over the past few years. After her father's death, she struggled with depression and anger. There was a period where she barely spoke to me, blaming me for not doing enough to save her dad, even though logically she knew that wasn't true. Seeing her now, willing to sacrifice her own comfort for her stepsister, made me realize how far she's come. We then had another conversation with Karen. I started by apologizing for losing my temper during our previous discussion. I explained our new plan, emphasizing that this was Monica's idea, and that we wanted to prioritize Zoe's comfort in our new home. Karen's reaction surprised me. She broke down crying, admitting that her outburst wasn't really about the room. She confessed that she's been struggling with guilt over the divorce and fear of losing her connection with Zoe. She was worried that Zoe would prefer staying with us because we could provide more material comforts. This moment of vulnerability from Karen was unexpected. For years, I had seen her as this antagonistic figure in our lives, someone who made co-parenting difficult for Tyler. But seeing her cry made me realize that she's just another parent trying to do her best for her child. Karen shared that she's been feeling insecure about her relationship with Zoe lately. Zoe has been asking more questions about the divorce and why her parents split up. Karen fears that as Zoe gets older and understands more about the affair, she might resent her mother. This conversation led to a frank discussion about co-parenting and our blended family dynamics. We agreed to have regular check-ins about Zoe's well-being and to present a united front in parenting decisions. Karen even suggested that we all attend a co-parenting counseling session to help us navigate these complex emotions and situations. As for the house, we found a 3-bedroom place that suits our needs. It's a bit of a fixer-upper, which allowed us to get more space for our budget. The girls' room is spacious, and we're planning to use room dividers to create separate spaces for Monica and Anna. Zoe will have her own area in this room when she visits, with a desk and storage space that's just for her. We've involved all 3 girls in decorating plans for the new house. They're excited about choosing colors and furniture for their rooms. Zoe seems particularly thrilled about having input on her space in our home. Last weekend, all 3 girls spent hours looking through home decor magazines, cutting out pictures of things they liked for their room. It was heartwarming to see them working together and compromising on their choices. This situation has been a learning experience for all of us. It's shown me the importance of open communication and flexibility in blended families. I'm grateful for Monica's maturity and kindness, and I'm cautiously optimistic about our improved relationship with Karen. There's still work to be done, of course. We're in the process of renovating the new house, which has its own set of challenges. Tyler and I have had a few arguments about budget and design choices, but we're working through them. The girls are excited about the move, but also nervous about starting at new schools. Zoe, in particular, has expressed some anxiety about the change. She's worried about making new friends and fitting in at her new school during her visits with us. We're looking into some activities or clubs she could join to help her feel more connected to the new community. As for Karen, we're taking small steps to improve our co-parenting relationship. We've set up a shared online calendar to keep track of Zoe's activities and visitation schedule. We're also planning to meet for coffee next week, just the 2 of us, to discuss how we can better support Zoe through this transition. There's still a long road ahead, but I feel we're moving in the right direction. Thank you all again for your advice and support. It really helped me gain perspective on the situation. Update 2. It's been a few months since we moved into our new house, and I wanted to share how things have been going. There have been some unexpected challenges, but also some pleasant surprises. The room sharing situation has had its ups and downs. Monica and Anna have mostly adjusted well to sharing a room. They've developed a system for giving each other privacy when needed. Monica has been amazing, often giving Anna the room to herself when she has friends over. However, there have been a few sibling squabbles, usually over mess or noise levels. We're working on establishing some ground rules to help them coexist more harmoniously. Zoe's visits have been going smoothly for the most part. She loves her designated space in the girls' room and has been excited to decorate it. We've noticed she's been asking to spend more time with us, which has been great for her relationship with Tyler. Last month, she asked to stay an extra day after her weekend visit so she could attend a school science fair with Anna. It was a small thing, but it meant a lot to both girls. However, we hit a bump in the road a few weeks ago. Karen called us, upset because Zoe had been talking nonstop about our house and how much fun she has here. Karen felt threatened and accused us of trying to buy Zoe's affection. She brought up old grievances, like the time Tyler forgot to tell her about Zoe's dentist appointment, and used them as evidence that we were trying to push her out of Zoe's life. This led to another tense conversation. Tyler stepped in this time, reminding Karen that this isn't a competition. He emphasized that Zoe loving our home doesn't mean she loves Karen or her home any less. It was a difficult conversation, with a lot of old hurts and insecurities coming to the surface. To address Karen's concerns, we suggested having a family day once a month where all of us, including Karen and her husband, do something together with the kids. Our first outing was to a local park for a picnic and games. It was awkward at first. Monica was sullen and barely spoke. Anna was overly energetic from nervousness, and Zoe seemed confused about how to act with all her parents in one place. Karen and her husband were polite but distant, but as the day went on, things started to relax. We played a game of frisbee that got everyone laughing, and by the end of the day, we were all enjoying ice cream and making plans for the next outing. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. This experience made me realize how deep the insecurities in blended families can run. It's not just about rooms or houses, but about belonging and love. We're all learning to navigate these complex emotions together. On a lighter note, the girls have started a fun tradition. Every time Zoe visits, they rearrange the furniture in their room for a new adventure. Last time, they turned the room into a space station, complete with a blanket fort airlock and glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. It's heartwarming to see them bonding and making the best of the situation. The move has brought some challenges for the girls at school. Monica has struggled to make close friends, missing her old group from our previous town. Anna has adapted more easily, but has been having some trouble with math at her new school. Zoe, who only attends the local school during her visits with us, has found it hard to feel fully part of the class. We're working with all three girls and their teachers to help them adjust. As for Tyler and me, this experience has brought us closer in many ways. We've had to present a united front and make tough decisions together. It's strengthened our relationship and our commitment to making this blended family work. But it's also added stress. We've had more arguments lately, usually about parenting decisions or how to handle situations with Karen. We're considering couples counseling to help us communicate better and manage the stress of our complex family dynamics. There's still a long road ahead, but I'm proud of how far we've come. The house feels more like a home every day, filled with laughter, occasional arguments, and a whole lot of love. We're taking it one day at a time, trying to balance everyone's needs and create a loving, stable environment for all three girls. Update 3. It's been almost a year since we moved, and I have some significant updates to share. Our family life has taken some unexpected turns, bringing both challenges and moments of joy. First, the good news. Our blended family dynamics have improved tremendously. The monthly family days with Karen and her husband have become a highlight for everyone, especially the kids. Last month, we all went to a local carnival together. Seeing all three girls laughing on the Ferris wheel, with both sets of parents waving from below, was a moment I'll cherish forever. It's fostered a sense of extended family that I never thought possible given our history. Zoe has been spending more time with us, often staying for a full week during school breaks. This has allowed her to feel more integrated into our daily life and the local community. She's joined a local soccer team which practices twice a week after school. On the weeks she's with us, Tyler and I take turns driving her to practice. It's been great to see her making friends outside of school and growing more confident. Monica and Anna have been incredible, always making sure Zoe feels included. They've formed a tight sister bond that warms my heart. Last week, I overheard them planning a surprise birthday party for Zoe. They were debating whether to have a unicorn or space theme, and it struck me how far we've come as a family. The room-sharing situation has stabilized. Monica and Anna have their occasional squabbles, but they've learned to compromise and respect each other's space. They've even started a tradition of sister movie nights every Friday, alternating who gets to pick the movie. Now, for the challenging part. About 2 months ago, Karen approached us with an unexpected request. She and her husband are relocating for work and asked if Zoe could live with us full-time for the next year while they get settled in their new city. This would mean Karen would have Zoe on some weekends and holidays, essentially reversing the current custody arrangement. This request has thrown us for a loop. On one hand, we're touched by Karen's trust in us and excited about having Zoe around more. It's a testament to how far we've come in our co-parenting relationship. On the other hand, it would mean significant changes to our living situation. We've been discussing options. One idea is to convert part of our basement into a bedroom, giving each girl her own space. However, this would be a costly renovation, and we're not sure if it's worth it for what might be a temporary arrangement. Another option is to keep the current room-sharing arrangement, but I worry about the long-term effects on the girls, especially Monica, who has been so accommodating. She's entering her junior year of high school, a crucial time for her studies, and I'm concerned about how this change might affect her. We haven't given Karen an answer yet. Tyler and I are torn. We want to do what's best for Zoe, but we also need to consider Monica and Anna's needs. Plus, there are practical considerations. Our grocery bills will increase. We'll need to adjust our work schedules for school pickups and drop offs. And we'll need to navigate the legal aspects of this custody change. I find myself back at square one, trying to balance the needs of all our children in our blended family. But this time, I feel more equipped to handle it. We've grown so much as a family unit over the past year. We're planning a family meeting this weekend to discuss this with all three girls and get their input. Their feelings and opinions will play a big role in our decision. I'm nervous about how they'll react, especially Monica. She's been so mature throughout this whole process, but this is a big ask. Tyler and I have also scheduled a meeting with Karen next week to discuss the details of her request. We want to understand the timeline better and what her long-term plans are. We also need to talk about how this might affect child support and other financial arrangements. I never imagined co-parenting could be this complex, but I'm grateful for how it's helped us all grow. Whatever we decide, I know we'll face it together as a family. There are still many uncertainties ahead, but I'm hopeful that we'll find a solution that works for everyone. As I write this, I can hear the girls laughing in the next room. They're planning their next room transformation. Apparently, it's going to be a tropical island theme complete with a pillow volcano. Despite all the challenges, moments like these remind me why we're working so hard to make this blended family succeed. I'll keep you updated on what we decide and how things unfold. Thank you all for your support throughout this journey. Your advice and encouragement have been invaluable.